Hey you guys, welcome back. Happy Monday. Let's get it. Happy Monday. Welcome back to today's episode number 4, y'all. We look like we moving along. Your girl's like getting it. But anyways, welcome back to today's episode. Y'all know my motto. We're gonna go ahead and jump into it because like I say, I don't like y'all wasting my time, and I'm definitely not about to waste y'all's. Nah. But let's be real. Okay, so today's episode could be a little bit sensitive. It can be a sensitive topic. Let's be real. Today's episode is about body image, okay? You know how I like to do. Let's repeat that. Body image, okay? And again, like I said, this topic could be a sensitive topic depending on who you are. Let's be real. Myself, I've struggled with body image at times too. And then something I want to say contrary, because I know a lot of people may be like, oh, well, she's skinny. And when I say I've struggled, this is not something that I was obsessed with. This is not something I wake up with thinking about. Let's not get it twisted. So let me go ahead and put that out there. This is just something that we're females. Let's be real. This is for the ladies, and it can be for the men too. Let's not get it twisted. But we are females, and let's be real. When you see a lot of females doing what they doing gym wise, yes, it's for the men, depending on if you're single or not, whatever. It is for the men, but we do that shit for ourselves, okay? Because we criticize ourselves more than a man can, or would, or could, or whatever. We do that more to ourselves than a man can or could. Again, like I was saying, I'm somebody who do it. We all kind of do it. Like, you wake up and be like, oh man, I got loose skin here. I want this there. I need to get this lifted, this pulled up, and let's not be twisted. And let's not get it twisted too. I am someone who eventually, on my YouTube, check that out, Simply Erica. First episode is coming up today. But anyhow, I will be getting my I will be getting some surgery. I'm not going to say I'm not. I never say never, because your girl will probably go and get something snipped and tucked. I'm not going to say what. Well, of course. Well, for most people, no, probably my stomach, due to the fact that I did have twins. And as much as I do work out and eat right, kind of, eat right for the most part, I'm like up and down, you know what I mean? I do have like just loose skin, you know what I mean? So that is something that I do, or I am eventually going to get done. And then my girlies, because I had twins, so, and the girlies. But other than that, getting back to the subject at hand, that's something that a lot of people struggle with. And with that being said, social media does not help it. Okay, and that's kind of what I wanted to get with this whole conversation. I think I kind of slightly spoke about it when it came down to one of my other episodes, but it wasn't like a whole like episode about it, should I say. Social media, well, okay, the world we're living in today, it'll make you think you need to be perfect. Let's be real. The world we living in today, you would think you need to be perfect. Oh, have your eyebrows perfect. You need to wear lashes. You need to have on makeup 24/7. You need to make sure your boobs are sitting good. You have to have a flat stomach. You need to be like, I'm like, come on. Like, or for me, right? I'm 37. In a few more years, I'll be 40. I'm like, I just want to look good for 40. I just want to look good for 37. Like, not comparing myself to others, because like, I'm not in the spotlight. Some people, celebrities, may not be celebrities. Like, who's to say, but so this is not for everybody either. I always say that in my episodes. What I'm saying is not for everybody. This is just my humble opinion. If you don't like it, you can keep it moving. But anyhow, I feel like what's wrong with just looking good for your age? Like, and it's nothing, again, too, it's nothing wrong, because I said earlier, it's nothing wrong with going to get a little surgery, but some people are obsessed with how they look. Literally obsessed. And I just be like, I know some people, like, have told me, oh, well, they just insecure and stuff like that. I mean, I don't really know because it's between them and their brain and whatever. I don't really know. And I'm not going to say a person's insecure. I think that's kind of, I don't really know. I'm not going to say that. But if that is part of it, it's like, seriously? Because, like, let's be real. Everybody out there is beautiful in their own special way. Like, what's beautiful for you or may not be beautiful for you could be beautiful for someone else. And I just feel like if we focus more on that type of aspect of things, this body stuff, but then again, this body stuff wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't even matter. If you go and you want to find somebody, if you're single, whatever, and you want to find somebody for you, do that. And I'm not saying, because there's some couples out there, some people out there that have found somebody for them, weight wise, look wise, mental, whatever. It's people out there that's like that, so that's not for them. But for the ones who feel like it's someone, to me, it's getting to the point where, again, getting back to social media, that plays a big part of it. You waking up, instead of focusing on yourself, not saying some people don't, but you wake up and you scrolling, and the first thing you're doing is comparing yourself to, the Jada Waiters, the whoever, the Aries, the whoever you may be comparing yourself to, and then it has you skipping meals. You looking up to females like that, and you're not eating like you're supposed to. Now you're only eating 1 meal a day. Oh, it's my first meal of the day. It's 6:00. Not saying, fasting. That's a whole different thing. That's something different. You know what I mean? But then you have people who do that, not even for the beneficial reasons of why you should be doing that. It's just like, it's getting to the point where it's kind of disgusting in a way. You see a lot of people going through the most just to be little, I don't know, to be fit. I have no idea. Because to be fit and to be healthy doesn't always necessarily mean you have to be little. Just because I'm little don't mean I'm healthy. Thank God I am. You know what I mean? But just in general, just putting that out there. So I'm just like, I don't understand. But again, social media, the internet, it's like I said, it's to the point where it could be disgusting. Oh, no, I'm not going to eat this morning, and I got to make sure this and that. I'm like, oh my goodness. You hear me? How can, I don't, and it gets to the point where, and I was actually listening to a podcast maybe like a week or two ago, and this topic kind of went along with that, but I didn't really want to get into what I'm about to say because I don't really know too much about it. You know what I mean? So, but the episode that I was listening to, they were talking about body dysmorphia, and I'm like, that's so crazy that it can get to a point where a person could be so obsessed with the way they are or look to it can lead to body dysmorphia. And with that being said, I am going to actually read the definition of body dysmorphia because I don't want to mix that up. That's a sensitive topic, and I want to put the right information when it comes down to the definition of that. You know what I mean? Okay, so body dysmorphia is a mental health condition where someone becomes very preoccupied with perceived flaws in their appearance, flaws that are often minor or not noticeable to others at all. And what I was reading a little bit about it, it could get to the point where the thoughts become obsessive and it starts to interfere with their daily lives. And I'm just like, that's crazy, but it's real. Which is sad in a way because it's all, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what a person with body dysmorphia actually thinks about, you know what I mean? But I would want to say maybe I know a part of it, a little bit has to do with the social media and just what we see, what's going on nowadays. This is, I would say, this is a culture where it's a lot of comparison. You just do a lot of scrolling and comparison. Well, people do a lot of scrolling and comparison. Now, like I said, I'm someone who have looked in the mirror and not been obsessed, because I'm gonna be honest with you, and you can ask my husband and the people that actually know me. I'm the type that be like, I'm just going, like, I just make sure I take care of the temple that the universe blessed me with, and that's all I can kind of do. I'm not about to be like being like, oh, I need and of course I know a person who may or may not think a certain way will be like, oh, well, it's easy for you to say. And it's like, that's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm just saying that, and again, like I said, I will apologize because it could be because I'm not in a person's well, let's be real. I'm not even on here offending anybody. So I'm over like, what am I over here talking about? Like, I'm being more sympathetic than anything, should I say. Or not sympathetic, but knowledgeable. I'm just trying to be a little bit more knowledgeable about certain situations. But yeah, so I'm over like me talking to my own self about to be like, hold on, what? Like, I'm not even meaning it in a disrespectful way in general. So, but yeah, so it's crazy because, speaking of that too, and I'm not going to really speak too much, about it, but I was at, my homegirl's photo shoot, and it was kind of, she was just kind of saying little things also, like, she's like, oh, and I'm like, girl, you look good. But it's easy for a person to hear that and then not, the person that you're saying it to, not perceive it. You know what I mean? Just because of whatever they may be thinking about their own body. But anywho, back to the subject in hand. We're all beautiful. Everybody is beautiful, okay? Like, I don't know. I just look at a lot of people and I'm just like, I just think, me personally, it's a lot of beautiful souls out there. It's a lot of beautiful individuals, personality-wise, look-wise, body-wise, whatever. And it's always somebody out there for you. But it may not be who you want. That may be the problem. But still, it's still someone out there for you, despite how you may feel or how you may look. Even though everything I'm saying is easier said than done. A person that's struggling with body image or body dysmorphia is not going to take the things I'm saying and actually be like, oh, okay, yeah. It's a little bit more deeper than that. You know what I mean? But this is something I want to discuss today, or, get a little bit into, is body image. Yeah, I was like, oh, let me go on, and because I'm like, man, like I said, I was at my homegirl's photo shoot, and it was just like, she was saying little things. I was just like, I don't understand. But then again, I mean, she wasn't saying anything like too major. She's not obsessive, not that I know of. I don't really know, but and then, I'm gonna be honest with you. She's 61. So I said I was doing that on my YouTube. So they probably seen a little snippet of it, but she looks great. And I'm like, not to, and I'm just kind of like, for 61, girl, you look good. And I'm like, I don't want to keep putting age into it because age is just a number. Let's be real. But I was just like, I want to be like that at 61, but it's easier said than done. You know what I mean? Just because a person, again, is saying the things don't mean the other person on the other end is perceiving it how I'm saying it or how I even look at it. So yeah, I was like, that's a little bit off. Like, I'm like, I'm like, I just want to put that out there, and love yourself. Love yourself. Okay? And until next time, my loves, damn, it's Monday.